The next section we're going to focus on is linear inequalities. It's going to be slides 8 to 12. Now, linear inequalities are very similar to equations, where we have, for example, something like that. What you would do here, get the x on its own, so you would divide both sides by -6. And you get x is equal to -2. Now, with linear inequalities, very similar. You have a question like this. You would divide both sides by the -6. But now, because you've divided by a negative, your inequality sign will flip around. So just keep that in mind whenever you're dealing with negative numbers. Just flip the sign. Okay, only with negative numbers. If we move on to example 1. Example 1 is saying, solve for x and represent your answer on a number line. So we have 3x plus 4 greater or equal to 5x plus 8. Just like a normal equation, you're going to take x's to the one side and numbers to the other. So this one can stay here. This one we're going to take to this side. That 8 is fine there, and take the 4 to the other side. Just simplify this and we get -2x greater or equal to 4. To get the x on its own, we must divide by -2. What we do to this side, you must do to this side. So we get x -2. Now remember, grade 10s, we are dividing by a negative number. So you must flip your inequality. If you are dividing by a positive number, if I do it on the side here, let's say we had 2x greater or equal to 4. You divide by the 2, divide by the 2, and you get x is greater or equal to 2. If you noticed, I did not flip the inequality as I am not dividing by a negative number. Back to this example, we still have to finish off the question where it says represent your answer on a number line. So I draw up the number line. Put my number down, -2. Now, if you remember from the previous video, an inequality that has this equal sign at the bottom gets a closed dot. And what it's saying x must be less than or equal to -2. So anything that is less would be going in that direction. And there is your solution for that problem. Let's have a look at example 2. So example 2 says, solve for x and represent your answer on a number line. So we have 2x greater than 5 over 4 greater than 5x minus 2 over 3. Now, if this was just a normal equation, what you would do is you would find your LCD. And our LCD in this case would be 12. So I'm going to multiply everything by 12. And as you can see over here, the 4 will cancel with the 12 and you're left with a 3. The 3 will cancel with the 12 and you are left with a 4. Just like a normal equation, distribute these two things into your brackets. Now you're going to take x's to the one side, numbers to the other. Let's just simplify these. that will give us divide both sides by minus 14. Now remember, grade 10s, we are dividing by a negative number. So your inequality is going to flip around. Right, we are now ready to go on to the next part of the question where it says draw this on a number line. Put down your number. This inequality, because it doesn't have the little equal sign at the bottom, is going to be represented with an open dot. And it's saying x must be less than that number. So less than is in that direction there. And there is your solution for that problem. Moving on to the next example. Example 3. It says solve for x and represent the solution graphically. Graphically would mean with a number line. So we have 5 less than or equal to minus 2x plus 3 less than 8. Now we have a double inequality there and there. If I'd covered that one up there, what I would do is keep the x in the middle and take the 3 to that side by subtracting. So we would get 5 minus 3 less than minus 2x. If I did it the same here, take the 3 to that side and it would become a minus. So what we've got rid of is the 3 in the middle there by just taking it to that side and to that side, over there and there. We can simplify this. Now we still need to get the x on its own, so that minus 2 is messing us around. Just like a normal one, if we had it like that, we would divide by the minus 2 over there. Likewise over here, I would divide by the minus 2 here and divide over there as well. So this would become 2 over minus 2. Now, grade 10s, because we're dividing by a negative, your inequalities are going to flip around. If we simplify this, we get minus 1. And if we had to draw this graphically, what you need to do now is you need to be very careful. Which one is the smaller number? 1 or 2 minus 2.5? Minus 2.5 would go on this side. That is what 5 over 2 is. Minus 1. This inequality, is an equals there. This inequality belongs over there. And because it's got an equals, this gets a closed dot. This one over here is not an equals, so it gets an open dot. And what it's saying here, it's saying x must lie between these two numbers. So if I draw it between the two numbers. And there is your solution graphically. Grade 10s, I would like you to try exercise 4.12. Thank you.